Hi, everyone, and welcome to Caffiene Dreams, my weekly show about cigars, tech, and style. Now, welcome to the first episode. This show is going to be about, cigars, tech, style, anything in between. I just wanted another outlet to create content, to talk about what I want to talk about, to rant, rave if I need to. There's a rant later in the show today. But basically, just another outlet to connect and communicate with you all. Those of you that don't know me, my name is Mitchell Hislop, twitter.com// at Mitchell Hislop, or at mitchellhislop.com. One of the things that I've loved for a long time is cigars. I smoke them on a weekly, if not daily basis, and through that I've come across some knowledge. I've moved in the position where people are now asking me what I like or what they should try. Well, one cigar I just had that I think you all should go try is a CAO La Traviata. It's a new cigar from them, medium to full body, with a very complex flavor profile that smokes about an hour, but will leave you thinking about its flavors for a while after. I had one of these on Halloween night while at a local cigar shop, Golden Leaf in St. Paul, and it blew my mind. Normally, I'm not the world's biggest fan of CAO cigars. They don't ever really seem to be complex enough for me, but this one was absolutely excellent, and I highly, highly recommend it. This week in style, I actually picked up something that I cannot wait to arrive, and well, I won't say what it is until I can show you guys pictures of it. I will give you guys a few hints. That's one of them, and this is the other one. And if you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably already know what it is. But if you don't, and you don't want to read back through my tweets, tough luck. You're gonna have to wait until after November 13th when it gets back from the tailor to see what it is. Quite a bit happened in the tech world recently that I want to talk about. And the first is the release of Twitter's new lists features. Now, I promise the only thing I'll talk about will not be Twitter, but this one grinds my gears a little bit. Twitter's released their list to first a few users who, at the top, they had this little box that said, don't tweet about this yet because it's not open to everyone yet. And for one, it's the worst non-disclosure agreement ever because they can't really do anything about it. And two, of course I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to blog about it. I'm going to post pictures of it. I'm going to rant about it. I'm going to rave about it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm a tech guy. That's what I do. In fact, 2 days after I had my list turns on, I had cigars with two other people and we got to talking. And what it came down to for me is that lists right now are a little bit useless. For one, I use TweetDeck on my Mac as my main Twitter client, which causes me to either have to switch to the web interface to use a bunch of redundant lists, which I'll talk about in a few seconds, or it means I have to switch to Seismic. And while I love Seismic, they're a great company, they did fall behind in the Twitter client wars. Even though lists do show up in theirs, I now have to move from one Twitter client to another, which is a huge hassle, especially if it's someone like me and I've been using it for a while and I have everything just how I like it. It really sucks to switch for one little feature like that. So until Twitter lists get wider adoption and until they allow for multiple users to edit one list. Right now I'm on 20, I believe it's like 20 or 19 lists, and 4 or 5 of them are the exact same topic. They have to do with the fact that I'm in Minneapolis or St. Paul and I attend social media breakfast. Now, that makes them a little useless because if the goal is to help users organize all the users they follow, and they all have to make their own list of this exact same subset of users. Why not pick one and have a bunch of people edit it and make it a really quality list and not have this redundancy? Just a couple things that prove to me it's definitely still in beta, and it definitely still has a little ways to go. Another thing that happened recently that matters to me, and if you're not a BlackBerry user, don't care about this. I've been able to play with BlackBerry 5 because I have a BlackBerry Storm on Verizon, and since the Storm 2 was coming out, they gave us Storm 1 users. They gave us BlackBerry 5, which is new, and it's awesome. Really snappy, really fast, really responsive. I've run into a couple errors where like I can't use my Facebook app on my BlackBerry, which has always been a huge use to me. It integrates and syncs with the phone book and the calendar on there, further giving me the ubiquity that I desire out of any tech product that I use. I need to be able to use it anywhere, and I can't really anymore, and that kind of upsets me a little bit, but we'll see if that gets fixed soon. Google Wave invites. I believe I have 9 of them left. If you want one, leave a comment on this video somewhere, wherever it ends up. It'll be on Facebook, it'll be on my website, mitchellhislop.com. I'll try to put it down here. It probably won't be on YouTube because there's better hosting sites out there. But if you want a Google Wave invite, shoot me an email, send a Twitter message at me, send me a DM, leave me a comment, and I will do everything in my power to get you one. It is important to realize that Google Wave invites are not actually invites, even though that's what we all call them. They're nominations because they go through them by hand, one by one. So it'll take a day or two. There's that lovely, lovely Google Wave team out in Sydney, Australia, who are going through this to try to make it not absolutely blow up their servers, which the Twin Cities users wave, I'll give a little shout out to them. There's a wave with all of us Twin Cities users in there, and it barely loads anymore because there's so much going on in it. Kind of showing us the limitations that you can't really easily have 200 users using the exact same thing at the exact same time and expect it not to explode. Last thing of note for all of you, at least local to Minneapolis or St. Paul, and who go to social media breakfast or things like that, one thing is I've been kicking around an idea, a way that we can give back to the community, and a way for those of us who are a little more advanced. I'm not by any means calling myself an expert, but I have found, and I know there are others of you that have found the content a little lacking recently. So what I'm thinking of putting together is a group where half of the time we spend dissecting case studies of companies that are really doing things right or really doing things wrong. And even if it's just one little tiny piece of what they're doing, just unpacking it and pulling it apart and getting 15, 20, 30, whatever of us in a room, tearing it apart and figuring out why it works, why it doesn't work, so we can all walk away a little bit smarter. The other half of the time, we'll pick whoever ends up running this thing, picks a nonprofit, goes through, and we basically help them answer their questions, help them solve whatever problems they have. Basically, they get a little bit of free consulting from us. We can help them out, get started on the right track. Make sure that they don't end up as one of the companies that we talk about not doing it right. As much as I hate that term, it's frankly kind of the best. If you stuck with me through now, thank you. This is my first attempt into a video log. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it's received. I want more ways to talk to you guys than just my blog. Something that's a little more ubiquitous. I can throw videos up from my phone, from my camera, from my MacBook as I'm doing now. So let me know what you think. Let me know what needs work. Let me know what you want out of the content. I want to try to cater to kind of the main groups who talk to me, which are cigar people, style people, and tech people. So yeah, this is Caffiene Dreams, all about cigars, tech, and style.